Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology only. Today, I'd like to share with you something which is really extremely critical. And we need to know this because there's certain thing in Wing Chun has to be stopped today. Stop means done, complete, no longer practice it, no longer believe in it. So, in the recent videos in this channel, I have shared the 5 levels of developing the Wing Chun 1850s body mechanics. And after that, I have received many messages and have chat with many of our Wing Chun friends worldwide. And I have tell them what I am going to tell you today. Now, it is time to drop all those. You practice it slowly with mind power, then you have internal energy. Oh, mind power of Wing Chun is Qi. You using your Yi, don't using strength. And then you do some Qi Sao or Tai Chi push hand, then you will be able to develop this magical internal Fa Jing power. It is the time to stop it completely because those stuff going nowhere. Will you buy in that people practice those kind of things, be able to fight Mike Tyson? Or how about somebody not as good as Mike Tyson, but training like Mike Tyson? Well, you can check into the Chinese history of traditional martial art. None be able to do that. Why? Even though there are no Mike Tyson at ancient time, but you look at the challenge to the Chinese martial arts since 1900, early 1900. You see how those so-called internal people perform. Okay? So do not take all those propaganda as reality and end up screw yourself, screw Wing Chun. Now, as I shared in my previous video here, you need to know how to breathe deep because you need the oxygen. You need to have the body stretch out, synchronize the entire thing, your body, your joints, your 7 bowls, all these things, as I described in my book, Wing Chun Inceptions and other books. That is the stretching. You synchronize everything, you know every component, elements in your body, so you'll be able to activate it. And then synchronize with your breathing and your meridians, if you want the Chinese, ancient Chinese term, and so forth. And after that, on top of that, you need to practice the strength, the handling of the strength. Now, this is step by step, scientifically can be proven, can be verified, can be monitored from breathing to your stretching, which is your muscle and all kinds of stuff there, and to your strength training. So from your breathing to the isotonic, isometric, all this can be verified with science, and people will be able to get it. You want to be able to get it within days, not guessing entire life and thinking, oh, this grandmaster have this kung fu, that kung fu. Okay? Now, seriously, if one just doing the synchronizations, do it slowly, without knowing exactly the 7 bowls and all those channels, one is not going to be able to do or to handle the synchronizations. If one not be able to breathe deeply, stand properly, handle the body properly to breathe, one is not going to be able to breathe. Now, even if one be able to breathe, be able to open up the body, well, for help, there's no problem. As soon as one never train the strength, with different weight, like the weight here, different range of weight, one have no way to know how much force, how much strength one can handle. Okay? Flip it over. If one really train low abs breathing, one can check one's SpO2, heart rate, VO2 max. If one train the stretching properly, one can check on one's muscle development or joint development, like the isotonic. We don't even have to go far mysterious. As soon as one on top of it train the strength, one be able to measure how many pounds, what kind of directions one can handle, scientifically repeatable. That is how it must go. You take the ancient, you map into today's sports science, and everybody be able to get it within days. Okay? It is not acceptable to practice Wing Chun if one cannot get this basic within days. If you cannot get this basic within days, what are you going to train? That is how serious. It is not, oh, Hendrik can do this. Hendrik can do this. What is Hendrik can do this or that got to do with you? What is Hendrik can do this or that with a student got to do with the reality? However, the breathing, SpO2, VO2 max, the isotonic training, the strength, how many pounds you can handle, and with the 30%, how your body can very agilely adapt, that all is objective. Disregard of who is your opponent, what type of martial art he play, you know what you have developed is based on science, based on human body. You will be par with them. Okay? So, that's the reason I show this channel. That's the reason I wrote all the books. Why do we want to spend a lifetime guessing, go nowhere, and keeping go round around like the past 60 years? Internal this, internal that, internal this. When Xi Xiaodong defeat Ding Hao, does any of these internal people dare to say a thing to Xi Xiaodong? Of course not. Because even Lei Lei, the Tai Chi guy, can say a thing facing Xi Xiaodong, which is represent scientific way of training. So this is a serious stuff. As I presented in last video, it is better to start a new platform in the West. educational platform. No longer, I learn from this master, I learn from that master, my experience. Or you can say all about, I learned from this master, that grandmaster, my experience. How is it convert to your SPO2? How is it convert to your isometrics, isokinetics handling, isotonic handling? How many pounds is that convert to? For your strength, you can deliver in multi-angles. Without this, understand this, are you serious? You want to face Western boxer? You want to face people like Xi Xiaodong train in the Western sports science way? Are you serious? So this is extremely serious stuff. Don't put magic on things. And on top of this strength training, one be able to handle momentum, and momentum have different patterns of momentum's handling. When one do, for example, this slow for stretching, this is slow for stretching. When one do the strength slowly, meaning they want to handle every bit and piece so that they can stop as they want and they can start as they want. Only with that you'll be able to handle this body, because this body is the measure of the impulse momentum. Look at Mike Tyson, how his body, don't look at these techniques, look at his body, how he make use of the impulse momentum, how he reuse it. That's real deal. That's real Kung Fu. See, ancient Chinese is not living in some kind of gaga land or fantasy island. Ancient Wing Chun have a lot of different momentum. Going straight, going low, up, down, going side, going flipping, because you need to play in those momentum games. However, if you don't have the breathing, you don't have the stretching, you don't have that strength training, and keeping every day, oh, mind power, standing there, structure with my spine, my anus, lifted, or all this kind of thing, using yi, not using qi, or using strength. What are you talking about? Can it be measured? It can. That's why you have so many grandmaster. Everybody, as soon as they can claim as grandmaster, they are grandmaster. And that's why now even the Chinese say stop it. Why? Because they are throwing face now for the Chinese. They lost face. So this is to share with you today. It's time to drop all that nonsense. That's wasting your time, wasting your money. It's not going to get anything. You look at past 60 years, what does it get? It is going to screw Wing Chun, disregard of what lineage. Because those are some type of fantasy stuff which exists only in some other world, not in this world called Earth. These 2 days I've been presenting really assertive comment, or you can say opinion, but this is needed now. You need to be assertive because it is all scientific and proven. Whatever people can learn in days, no way we drag the thing down. And if it's really for the ancestor of the Wing Chun and the future generations, it better to be cleaned up right now. Or else Wing Chun do not have more than 10 years. Mark my words. If you don't change it, you don't go the scientific way, you got obsolete. Look at what happened in China now.